And the only reason I got laid off from the best job I ever had, the source was great and I loved working for it. I had so many friends at the workplace. But then things changed with the company. In general, the main manager for our entire region in BC changed. And he changed everything. Everybody got replaced. Managers left because they didn't like the new person, so they left and new people came in. And new people were like, we have orders to replace you. So, I got let go because of that. And that's where my life fell apart. But I really like the source. It was a fantastic job and I liked working for it. Electronics are super cool. And stuff, and helping... One of my favorite things in jobs, actually, is helping customers for electronics and stuff, because a lot of the time they come in and they don't know what the hell's going on. So, you sit there and spend time with them, like, because at the source, at least, in Canada, our training goes, your job is not to sell. Your job is not to sell, your job is to help. If the customer is having trouble, you help them. You explain to them. You tell them what they need. And that makes people buy more, because you seem more genuine, and more people want to buy things. I was loved at that store. I was really good at it. I was the third best salesman at that store. And then I got replaced because I was the third, and I was not the first or second. I was the third. I was not top tier, apparently. They're like, he's good, but not good enough, so replace him. So that was really, really shitty, because I love that job. But, yeah, shit happens. And now I work at a bowling alley where I sit for like 5 hours a day. So...
Still get paid for it.
Still get paid for it.
It's fine. It's like, it's as equally as good in a different way.
Yeah. Like, I just... My job now, basically, is I sit at a bowling alley, people come in, they go, okay, we're on this lane or whatever. Or, in the case of leagues, it's really automated, because with a league, what we do is, like, there's a code for every, I should put my character to sleep. There's a code we get for every individual league. We have a Monday league, Tuesday league, whatever. So we have a code for each one. So we just punch in the code and it starts up and we're good, pretty much. And then after that, it's just, I sit there, and I wait for people to come like, hey, can I get a coffee? I'm like, sure! Here's a coffee. Give them a coffee, I'm done. And with the league symptom, I have to prepare snacks, which I post pictures of on Twitter sometimes, where I prepare the plates and whatever, and I put them out. Even then, that's not that much work. Because they just bring in their cookies and their chips or their crackers and cheese and whatever, and I just cut it all up and I just put it out equally and they all eat it and it's great. The only time so far that I've been like, ugh, when I'm at that job is when there's the very rare occasion when, like, people my age come in and they're f***ing wasted. And the problem is we serve alcohol. And I'm the only, because my manager has a broken ankle right now, or my boss has a broken ankle right now, I'm the only one there who has a license to serve alcohol. I have to deal with some stupid people sometimes, because they're just fucking off their rocks. It is just the biggest pain in the ass sometimes, but, like, the other day, my last work shift, like, there was a birthday party for somebody who came in. And it was fine, but after that, some kids called and they're like, hey, you guys still open? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, how long are you open till? I'm like, we really stay open until you people are done. Because that's really how it works at my job. And they come in, and they're already drunk. Like, they're already drunk. And they come in, and they keep ordering more drinks. They're spilling shit everywhere. There's just beer all over the goddamn floors. Which means I have to stay at the workplace even longer after my shift, because what I do at my work is sit there, I help customers, at the end of the shift I do my janitorial. That's how it goes. So, when there's wasted people coming in at night, they spill shit everywhere. beer all over the floor. They're trying to sneak in drinks and I have to tell them, hey, please don't do that. That's super illegal. It was bad that one night, because there's beer everywhere. And the problem with Canadian law and serving alcohol is if you serve alcohol and you let people do things that are stupid, like say they go out, they come here, they drink, and they leave. And say they decide to get into a car when they're drunk. If they get into an accident or cause something, it is the establishment's fault. It's our fault. We can get into trouble for it.
That's kind of bad.
It's super bad. So
dumb.
we 100% have to make sure that when they leave, if they're all drunk and one of them was supposed to be driving, we do not let them. We have to call a taxi for them and tell them, hey, you're not allowed to drive. Because if we don't and they get into a car, it's not their fault, it's ours. The last person who served alcohol to them, it is our fault. That is how our alcohol and driving laws work. So it is a big pain in the ass when people who are super drunk and they're like, okay, let's go home, and I have to f***ing stop them at the door and be like, hey, are any of you a designated driver? And they're all drunk and they're like, no, and I'm like, you wait, we have to call you taxis. Because if they leave the building like that, it's our fault now. We can get into serious trouble in Canada. It's really, really bad. So, yeah, it can be a pain in the ass, but making drinks is kind of fun. Like, because the people who came in, they ordered, like, all these different fancy shots and stuff, and we very rarely get to use our hard alcohol at that job, so it was kind of neat. It's kind of neat. Also, I'm gonna mention really quick, somebody said in the comments in one of the videos that I could use the inside trough to wash my animals. I was trying, it wouldn't work, so... you were wrong. It's okay, though. I'm not mad. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't get to make drinks very often. The thing is, too, when I got my, serving at right license, is because in Trail, where I lived originally, there was a lot of bars and stuff, like alcohol service and all this stuff is a really big market in our city, but they don't hire people unless they have experience. And of course, I just got my license, they're like, do you know how to do any of this? I'm like, nope, and they're like, well, we're not gonna hire you. I'm like, oh, great. That's fantastic.
I hate that cycle.
I'm like,
that cycle.
I spent $80 to get this license and take the lessons, and you're not going to hire me because I've never done it before. That's cool.
That. No, that cycle is the worst because it's like, oh, we're trying to hire people. We need people. It's an entry-level job. You don't need to be in college. And then it's like, all right, I'd like the job. Do you have any work experience? No. We'll look. We'll give you a call, and they never come. Like, you need experience for an entry level job? That's bullcrap.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so
why
dumb.
do you need references for an entry level job? That's stupid.
Especially too, because when I was applying at bars back in Trail before I had to move, like I absolutely had to move because I couldn't live there anymore because I was homeless at that point. And I was trying to get jobs at bars. They're like, do you have any experience serving? And I'm like, no, I just got my license. I told you this. And they're like, well, I will probably call you maybe, but we really want people with experience. I'm like, how do you expect people to get experience if you don't give them the chance? And the weird thing, too, about some of the bars I visited is they did hire new people who just got their license. And this is kind of where the goddamn stupid sexuality thing plays in, because they really prefer female servers at bars, just because they make more tips and shit. But they would hire these ditzy goddamn blondes who don't know what the f*** they're doing and can't even... When I went there to talk to the manager at one of the bars, she had to stop in the middle of my little tiny interview, like just to check who I am and what's going on. She had to stop and tell one of the employees how to do dishes. That is fucking ridiculous. And you hire her, but you won't give me a chance? Jobs are just stupid. They were the dumbest goddamn thing.
A lot of it is backwards. That's the problem.
It's raining again in this goddamn game. I'm gonna snap.
It will never stop. Nothing will stop. This game will always go on. This is going to be your legacy.
No. Did you see the goddamn fanfiction Ryan wrote on Twitter last night?
No, I did not.
He was tweeting me this goddamn fanfiction of how people would... I can't remember the story fully. Actually, no, I'll just pull it up on Twitter in a second. Hold on. Let me just push KZ back out in the rain, and I'll pull it up. Hold on. I have to go to his Twitter. This needs to be told. This is a story I'm going to share with all the viewers, because I can just stand here in Harvest Moon, because this game's stupid. Anyway. Aesthetic Gamer. Twitter. Alright, let me see if I can find it. So my friend Ryan, Aesthetic Gamer, he's on a trip in Europe right now. He's visiting the world with his family yet again.
Again.
He gets pulled off on so many trips, it's so ridiculous.
Do you still not know what his family does?
I don't understand how they have so much money. One of the reasons they do go on so many trips though is his dad. He's a in America he's a pro marijuana activist kind of guy. So he goes to conventions and he tells he displays his argument and places his stuff in his support for marijuana, obviously. So to get it legalized in America. So he does that a lot. So a lot of the time he'll go on these trips to go to certain places because he's a host. He does speeches, which is really cool, and you know what, I support it. Whatever, it's great. It's really cool that he does that. But otherwise, I don't know how sometimes they're planning on going on a trip to Japan soon.
Oh
and
my God.
The coolest thing about that is if me and Ryan are living together at that point, he's going to see if he can bring me along, which would be sick. But I want to go to Japan. But yeah, I don't know why they go on so many trips. I don't know what they do or how his dad has so much money. But they go on so many trips. Anyway, here's the goddamn thing. So this is what Ryan was tweeting me. The nightmare for the rest of Bluebomberimo's life. Harvest Moon becomes unbeatable and goes on forever. All of his games become... why are all the tweets gone? Tweets and replies. Hold on. Twitter's stupid sometimes. The nightmare for the rest of Bluebomberimo's life. Harvest Moon becomes unbeatable and goes on forever. All of his games become Harvest Moon. He gains an unworldly amount of subscribers, but they comment on nothing but Harvest Moon, and demand over and over for Harvest Moon. He closes his channel, but his fans come to his house, waiting outside in the night. He hears them whisper Harvest Moon's name. Cycling, he finally manages to sit through and beat the unbeatable game, and manages it for his fans. And for a bit, there is silence, peace, but then a murmur begins. A chant. It grows louder and louder, and Blue recoils in pure horror once he hears what they say. Another wonderful life. Ryan is the biggest piece of shit.
Ryan's f***ing weird.
He's so great, though. He sent this to me at 2 a.m. in the morning. Oh, God. It's true, though. I don't know why people like me playing this game so much. I honestly don't at this point. Especially when I've talked about in videos how much I'm not enjoying it, and they're still just keep playing it, you big baby. I'm like, God damn it, guys. You don't even understand. We're not even halfway through. This is, at the point I'm editing these videos and this one goes up, this is probably part, 74 or something. We're not even halfway through. Not even close. This LP has been going on for 2 years. And people want it still. How? Why?
Isn't that thing though where somehow there will always be someone who wants more. There will always be that outlier that wants...
I really appreciate it, and it's really weird, because a lot of the time when I get new messages and, like, viewer mail and shit on Tumblr and Facebook, they're always like, I love the Harvest Moon series. I really like the Harvest Moon series. When's the next episode of Harvest Moon coming out? Always. It's always Harvest Moon! And I don't know why! It's been the bane of my channel. I don't know how people still like it.
Okay, you know, I would get super mad at that, about people commenting on other fucking Let's Plays about Harvest Moon. I get like that on Persona 4. I have to maintain myself real well. When people are like, when's the next episode of Persona 4? And they ask it on, like, Wind Waker.
Yeah, I know.
What?
Yeah, I know how that feels. I really do. That's like, really... By the way, viewers, it's super rude to talk about a different series that's not even related to the other series. Don't do that.
That's really rude.
Really rude.
That's one of the worst things that you can do, because it's like, wait, so what you're telling me is, you don't care. You don't care about this video, you don't care about this series, the work that I'm putting in it. You know what? That's fair. You don't have to watch it.
It's fine.
But you come in to a thing that you clearly don't care about and try to essentially ruin everyone else's experience, because now I'm gonna have to yell at you. You're gonna ruin everyone else's experience and distract people, essentially distract people from the current work that I'm putting out, that someone is putting out for this video, and draw attention to a series that they simply may just not want to do right now, which is completely their choice.
Yep.
It's just rude. It's like you're completely ignoring all of the work and heart that someone's putting into a video or series. Like, that's ridiculous. And people don't think of it that, like, people don't think, and it's really bad with smaller channels too. Yeah. When most of the time the only comment
they see sometimes for the entire day,
the first comment
is, when is this coming out? Yet you have any idea how shitty that feels sometimes? When people put so much work into everything they do, and the first thing they see or say or like they read in the day, especially when they use YouTube as an escape like I do, I don't know how the hell how did she get pregnant twice in a row?
What?
I don't your girlfriend Cow is pregnant again.
Oh, jeez.
I didn't even tell you two to and she's pregnant again.
Sorry, I couldn't.
I've never seen this happen before either in Harvest Moon. She already had the baby, and somehow already.
It's real tough when. Isn't she the only female cow?
No.
Oh, well, I don't know then.
I don't know what happened. Like, I've never seen that happen before.
It's like double jeopardy.
I'm really confused. Like, you're in this game, how mating and making another calf is supposed to work is you're supposed to buy a miracle potion and tell Takakura what cows are supposed to fuck. And then they have the baby and that's it. But she's having another one. And I didn't tell them to do that. Like, I'm really, really confused. We're at the end of the month, which means this is the end of the video now. We're in the new month. We've talked about work and how shitty it is. We've talked about anime. We kind of touched on this game that I'm playing a little bit, but not really.
It's not the point anymore.
It's not the point anymore. I don't know why you people enjoy the series still. I really don't. But we are now in winter, which means after this month we should hit the next chapter, which maybe things will get a little bit interesting again. Maybe, a little bit, tiny bit, maybe. A little bit. I don't know. But, with that said, we're gonna finish up with this game. And that's that. This has been Bluebomberimo, and... Sky.
Hi.
Sky, say your name.
The Sonic Bluegrass experience.
See, me and Ryan have this thing where we do this perfectly every time, and then I really hope that my other friends are just really good at it, but they're not. Don't you know how to do an outro with me?
I know how to do it. I'm just doing this on purpose.
Don't do it on purpose in the video.
Muffy or something. I don't care.
Oh my god. And until next time, have a great day.
Don't eat the chicken. You need those to make eggs.
What are you talking? Whatever. You know, before the video ends completely, somebody was like, Muffy doesn't have an ass. Have you not seen the texture? She has a little butt texture. She's the only character in this game with a butt texture. I don't have a butt texture, she does. She has a butt texture. Anyway, we're done.